Today, I'm going to read Farmers by Joyce Jeffries. Working on a farm isn't easy. Farmers often work from sunrise to sunset when it's time to plant and harvest crops. Farmers who work with livestock have to take care of the animals every day. Farmers also use many machines, and it's often their job to keep the machines running properly. Working on a farm means spending a lot of time outside and doing a lot of work with your hands. If you like gardening or taking care of animals, you might make a good farmer. Some kids grow up on farms, so they learn to be farmers at a young age. Farmers have been around for thousands of years. In fact, farming, which is also known as architecture, was one of the most important developments in human history. As farmers began to grow crops and raise livestock, people no longer had to follow and hunt wild animals or gather wild plants. This allowed them to settle in one place, creating the first towns and cities. Farming continues to be one of the most important jobs in the world today. Farmers grow the crops and raise the animals people around the world use for food. They also grow crops such as cotton used for fiber to make cloth. Farming is often a family business. Around 90% of farms in the United States are run by individuals or families instead of companies. People who live on farms make up about 2% of the U.S. population. Because farming is often a career passed down within families, many young people are raised to be farmers. In 2013, a survey of Americans' young farmers showed 94% of them believed they'd be farmers for life. That same survey showed 90% of young farmers want their children to be farmers someday too. Some families have owned farms in the United States for hundreds of years. Not all farmers do the same kind of work. This is because not all farms are the same. There are many different kinds of farms in just the United States alone. Some farmers grow only crops such as fruits and vegetables. Others combine growing crops with raising livestock. There are many specialized livestock farmers. These include dairy farmers and poultry or chicken farms. Another kind of farmer raises fish for food. This kind of farming is called aquaculture. Some kinds of farms go by other names, such as an orchard, which is where fruit is grown on trees. People who work at an orchard are farmers too. Crop farming is one of the most important kinds of farming. Farmers who grow crops have to learn what kinds of crops grow well in the soil where they live. They also have to make sure these crops get enough water and nutrients to grow from tiny seeds into the food we eat. Farmers use fertilizer, which is something added to the soil to help plants grow. Some fertilizers are synthetic or man-made. However, one kind of fertilizer comes from animals. It's called manure, and it's the waste that comes out of an animal's body. Crop farmers who also raise animals have a lot of manure to fertilize their plants. Farmers often get manure for their crops from the cows that live on their farm. Cows are an important part of farms around the United States. On dairy farms, cows are raised for their milk. Years ago, farmers milked cows by hand. Now, most dairy farms use machines to milk cows. However, farmers still have plenty of work to do on dairy farms. They feed the cows and take care of baby cows or calves. They also clean the stalls where the cows live and collect manure from the cows. Milking machines on dairy farms are just one piece of technology that's made life easier for farmers. Farmers use tractors and trucks to move equipment or tools around their land. Tractors can carry plows for breaking up dirt or manure, spreaders for safely handling manure. Farmers also use a tool called a grain combine. This machine separates the kernel of a grain from the straw. Science has also played a big part in helping farmers. Genetic engineering, such as crossbreeding, is used on many farms throughout the United States. It helps farmers produce crops that are healthier than they once were. Farmers need to know how to safely operate the machines they use, otherwise they could get hurt. One of the most important safety rules on a farm is to turn off all machines before touching their working parts. Farmers spend most of their time outside. They have to deal with harsh weather and high heat. They often have to lift heavy things. Working on a farm isn't for everyone. However, if you like doing work outside, it might be the right job for you. If you enjoy caring for animals, farming might also be a good career choice. Although most farmers learn how to do their job by working on farms while growing up, many of them still go to college. Architectural colleges throughout the United States teach young men and women the tools they need to become good farmers. Students at college learn about plant diseases, different kinds of crops, and how to care for livestock. They can also learn about genetic engineering, the business side of farming, and other important topics. If you want to be a farmer, an agricultural college is a good place to start. Does being a good farmer sound like fun? There are many things you can do now to prepare for a career on a farm. You can try growing plants in your backyard or in a community garden. If you have a pet, you can take care of it like a farmer cares for their animals. If you live near a farm, you can visit with an adult to see what it's like. If farming seems like the right job for you, keep learning as much as you can about the skills you need to succeed in this career.